If you understand that, and you should understand it by simply saying, where would you like to live in Africa? For all that hoopla about...
She's unironically doing the go back to Africa meme right now. She's doing it. That's the meme. That's what she's saying. Africa, the continent, by the way. I'm pretty sure she's probably not including countries like Egypt, because that would be a little bit strange to be like, go back to Egypt, because I'm sure a lot of people would be like, wait, what? Anyways, yeah, I want to see this. It's called Slavery: The Details They Don't Teach You in Schools. Yeah, let's see.
At your ancestors. Look back at your grandparents. Look back at what they did, what they lived through, the seeds that they planted, so that you can afford to be in the circumstance that you are in today. If you are a Black American and you are breathing in the United States today, you are the luckiest, among the luckiest of Black people that has ever lived anywhere on the face of the planet. That is an incredible statement. If you understand that, and you should understand it by simply saying, where would you like to live in Africa? For all that hoopla about they took us from Africa, find me a Black American that will tell you they want to move back to Africa. I will listen right now.
Or Europe. Why is it no?
I'll book the flights for them. Right? For any person that says we were stolen from our ancestors, I, Candace Owens, am pledging that I will book the flights if you renounce your U.S. citizenship for you to go live back in Africa.
Africa's a country, or is it a continent? Because we seem to mix those two up quite a bit.
All right, so speaking of books, I don't have a copy of Blackout here because the galleys have not arrived yet.
They have not arrived.
The galleys are on the way. Mm-hmm. I know that a lot of what we discussed here, obviously, is what Blackout is about. But what maybe did I miss, or should we hit on, or whatever else?
So Blackout for me, I really wanted to first and foremost lay out my personal story. There's been a lot of conjecture about where I came from, how I became conservative. Is she a fraudulent conservative? And all of that craziness, because people don't realize that I just was apolitical, if anything else.
So to be clear, you're not some sort of secret agent.
No, remember, you really have been there through all of it.
I've been there since the beginning.
I mean,
oh man, it's grifter versus grifter, eh? Because Dave Rubin's gonna probably plug like, I too was a progressive. I was on the Young Turks, and I know what it's like. I know what it's like to switch teams. We did it.
Yeah. The YouTubers digesting my entire life, saying she must be a plant, a Soros plant. I'm like, I've never even voted. I literally.
Wow, we were making jokes. People in the chat were doing the brackets and everything, but no, they went there pretty quick.
Prior to getting into things, I genuinely just was not politically inclined.
Yeah.
And I just thought I had to be a Democrat and thought I had to be a liberal. And, looking in the retrospect, I realized how foolish that is. That I didn't realize that everything that bad happened in my life was really routed to bad policies and bad politicians. But I wanted to first lay out just my personal story. The subtitle of the book is How Black America Can Make Its Second Escape from the Democrat Plantations. And I do believe, I say this all the time, people get upset, that Black Americans are still enslaved today, that the left just got smarter and they realize that you can't enslave people, their bodies. You can't have Black Americans on the plantation anymore, but you can still have Black Americans doing all of the work for you and reaping no benefit. And that is a structure that we see today between Black America and the Democrat.
Wait, is she going to talk about the prison industrial system? Is she going to talk about that? Is she going to talk about how we kind of still do have legalized slavery by disproportionately keeping a large section of the population in jail? Is that... Are we going woke, everyone? Is that what's happening here?
We are doing all of the work. We carry them over the finish line, and we benefit not in one single way. And so I really kind of lay out that argument and talk about what slave life was really like, the breakdown of family, why it was necessary for families to be broken down, to trade, constantly be trading slaves from one plantation to the next. They could have no feelings for one another. Frederick Douglass, in his autobiography, the first couple of pages, he starts talking about his life as a slave. He talks about the fact that when his mother died, he felt nothing. When his sisters were traded, he felt nothing. He had no sense of kinship, no familial love for his own blood. That was necessary to the institution of slavery. We still have that kinship and that relationship and that community still broken down all of these years later, despite the Reconstruction era post-slavery, which we saw Black American families getting back together. We were doing something. It's all been wiped away.
At a higher rate, by the way, until about 72 or so.
Yeah, in the 1950s, Black Americans were outpacing whites in terms of economic growth. And then immediately following, the 1960s and the Great Society Act, and the systemic oppression, which started via the welfare system, everything started falling apart. Reading, another topic, going back to slavery. Black Americans, it was illegal for Black Americans to learn how to read. In fact, it was so illegal that if you were a white person, you were taught and you were caught teaching your slave to read, you would be found guilty too. It was a serious sin. The reason for that is because they didn't want Black people being educated, because an educated mind can't be enslaved. Well, what's changed? Look at the illiteracy rates in Black America today. Look at Baltimore. Look at the inner cities. Look at where.
I don't know what I would rather read less. Dave Rubin's book on burning his own book, burning his literature because he's canceled, and there's that. Or Candace Owens' book on the history of slavery. I think I would rather read Dave Rubin's. If push came to shove and I had to pick me one of those two books, I think I would read Don't Burn This Book.
Yeah, California, 70% of Black boys could not pass a basic literacy exam. Nobody is talking about that. You have politicians that are standing on stage saying that all they care about is Black Americans. They're not talking about everything that is harming Black Americans today, everything that is recreating the very same plantations that we came from.
Did you catch that?
She is going to talk about the prison industrial system. She has to. Or redlining. She's going to talk about redlining. That's it. She's going to talk about all these systems of oppression. It's coming. I feel it.
Brilliant line that Bernie had in one of the debates, which is he's not only so pro marijuana that he wants it to be legal, but he also wants to have black business owners.
Gotta watch yourself there. A lot of Freudian slips. Yeah. It's hard to talk.
Owning black marijuana shops in black communities.
I did not catch that.
And again,
line.
I say this as someone that's pro legalizing weed,
Right.
but like we're going to incentivize black people to own black marijuana shops.
Man, it's got to be hard when you're trying to like create faux outrage and you're not even sure what you're talking about, because that Bernie Sanders he loves weed so much that he wanted to employ Black Americans with weed. That's what he said. Even Candace Owens, she's like, okay, I don't think I've ever heard him say that, but sure.
In black communities, that.
Right, and that's why I don't celebrate, by the way, why I am conservative on the marijuana front, is because when you talk about where this is happening, Chicago, I think, just passed marijuana laws. It is, to me, I know it's going to lead to more dysfunction, amongst Black America first and foremost, because that's how it always is. It's what is.
So again, if they don't disproportionately stop arresting more Black Americans than other demographics for simple marijuana possession, which is what they've been doing historically for a very long time now, that's going to negatively impact the Black community. That's how that works.
Is it about progressive policies that always leads to progressive results for the Black community first and foremost? And so I am loath to be smart enough to see the debate between alcohol and marijuana. So that
Wow, that's got to be hard. I loathe to be smart enough to see the debate clearly. Like, I loathe how big brain IQ I am. Again, it's so much IQ that my head, it has a little trouble standing up on its own. I loathe my intelligence.
I can't firmly say no to marijuana, but I have a thinking brain, and I just don't see how conservatives can make a sound argument against it at the moment.
What else has to happen for the Black community to break? I'm going to guess, although I don't have the book yet, that at the end you either make some predictions or you tell people what tools they need to really break out of this.
Yeah, it's not even about making predictions, and I have my own personal predictions, but I definitely am not doing that in the book. I'm giving Black Americans a guide. I'm giving Black Americans an option. The same option that I saw before me when I started waking up and I'm having this conversation with you. You can have the option to accept this victim narrative, right? You can have the option to say, I accept this diagnosis of cancer, even though I feel fine, walk fine, and have been living fine my entire life. I accept that it's terminal illness, and I'm going to live like I'm going to die any moment. Or you can develop a different perspective, and you can develop a victor mentality, as I say. Forget the victim mentality, develop a victor mentality. Look back at your ancestors. Look back at your grandparents. Look back at what they did, what they lived through, the seeds that they planted, so that you can afford to be in the circumstance that you are in today. If you are a Black American and you are breathing in the United States.
The seeds that they planted. I don't know if that was a mispronunciation or she's fusing the new word with plantation. That could be. I want to investigate further.
Look back at what they did, what they lived through, the seeds that they planted, so that you can afford to do.
The seeds that they planted. I think that might be a new word. That's a neologism from Candace Owens. So neat.
If you are a Black American and you are breathing in the United States today, you are the luckiest among the luckiest of Black people that have ever lived anywhere on the face of the planet. That is an incredible statement. All of human history, the luckiest Black people that have
It is an incredible statement.
Ever lived on the face of the human planet are the ones that are living and breathing in America today. Okay? If you understand that, and you should understand it by simply saying, where would you like to live in Africa? For all that hoopla about.
She's unironically doing the go back to Africa meme right now. She's doing it. That's the meme. That's what she's saying. Africa, the continent, by the way. I'm pretty sure she's probably not including countries like Egypt, because that would be a little bit strange to be like, go back to Egypt, because I'm sure a lot of people would be like, wait, what?
About they took us from Africa. Find me a Black American that will tell you they want to move back to Africa. I will listen right now.
Or Europe. Why is it no?
I'll book the flights for them. Right? For any person that says we were stolen from our ancestors, I, Candace Owens, am pledging that I will book the flights if you renounce your U.S. citizenship for you to go live back in Africa.
You want to cap this at maybe at 10 people,
Nope.
just in case people are punking
There's
you?
none. There's none. We did this. We did the same craziness with the Trump. I hate America. Everyone offered them money and flights. I think you might have. Don
Yeah, I
Jr. might
offered a
have.
couple.
Nobody took the bait, right? Because they know America is the greatest place they could possibly live. And
You know what? If someone takes you up on this, I'll guarantee one first-class upgrade.
That's amazing.
I will do that.
There we go, right here.
I will
One
do that.
first-class upgrade
There
to
you
go to
go.
America, but you have to renounce your citizenship to America and move to Africa. If that's really what you want to do.
If you're looking for more honest and thoughtful conversations about politics instead of
Okay, well, I guess we could take that challenge. Let's see what we can find here. The best countries for Black families to relocate and why. The United Kingdom measures well for education, community, and job opportunities, but has one of the best qualities of life for UK because of its diversity. As stated above, no place is perfect, but the UK is one of the safest places for Black families, and police do not carry guns on the streets. In terms of favorability, London is expensive, but you can find cheaper housing as you move away from the city. Canada is much to offer, including an excellent education system, strong economy, high standard of living, quality Medicare. Canada is globally known for welcoming and accepting country. Let's hope you're not indigenous. But name one of the most diverse countries in the world. Yeah, it's the melting pot effect. The Panama Canal. The cost of living in Panama is one of the best places. You can rent a nice apartment in Panama City for $650 a month. The culture, the Panamanian people are known for extremely friendly and will make you feel right at home. Costa Rica, if your plan is mostly Costa Rica, know that 8% of the country is Black. It's a quickly developing nation. I'd like to have something that is a little bit more facts and figures based in terms of economic development. See, like I haven't heard of these websites before, so I don't know where they slant.
Hey guys, Glow here from theblogbrand.com, and I'm a full-time travel blogger and content creator. So what does it mean to be Black friendly? It's basically a country where the locals know not to treat you like an alien because you exist. And this is obviously not referring to countries where there's already a majority Black population. Number 5, Ireland. Irish people are just such a good time. Whether you're in Dublin, Cork, Killarney, Galway, you're just gonna have a great time whether in the pub or on the streets. You don't feel any special type of attention, and that's an amazing thing. Number 4, Sri Lanka. It's a South Asian country known as the teardrop of India, and I had an incredible time there as a Black woman. As you might know, Asian beauty standards are absurd. The darker your skin color, the poorer you're supposed to be. The lighter your skin color, the higher socioeconomic status you're supposed to have. So when they saw me, it was almost like a reflection of their own beauty because they were the same skin complexion. It was amazing. And you'd see women come up to me and just acknowledge my skin color, and it was beautiful. And it wasn't in a creepy or weird way. Number 3, Thailand. There is no way I can make this list without putting Thailand up there. Thailand is known as the land of smiles for a reason. They are just incredibly warm and welcoming people, no matter what your skin color is, no matter what you look like.
Talking of a cab, really? Let me see if I can find it.
Number 2, Montenegro. Now, Montenegro was a pretty special experience, and I mean that because I was constantly mistaken as Serena Williams. Now, I kid you not, I denied it as much as I could when they were offering free meals at restaurants and free drinks and VIP status.
That's pretty hilarious. 'Cause you're just like, they're kind of stereotyping that idea. It's like, oh, black person, are you Serena Williams? And then eventually it's just like, I heard it so many times, and then they started offering me free shit. So I was like, yeah, I'm that Serena Williams. I play the tennis really well. So let's have that free meal.
Yacht rides, but it was such a good time because they don't get many black tourists there, so they do appreciate your presence. You might get treated like a celebrity, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think everyone deserves this celebrity treatment at least once in their life, so if you want that, go to Montenegro. Number 1, Japan. Japan is my favorite country in the world, and it's not that they don't see skin color, it's just that they don't treat you any differently because of it. I felt like I was Japanese when I was there. Japanese people are collectively the most well-mannered people I have ever met. It is incredible how mindful and respectful they are to anyone. That's all I've got. I hope this video helped.
That's actually kind of shocking. I'm very surprised to hear that. As someone who's traveled to Japan, it's pretty xenophobic. It's like a proper ethno state. It's like, yeah. I mean, I'm very pleased that you had that experience, though, to say the very least. But yeah, wow. So if you can prove that your life is going to be better somewhere else, she'll pay for your ticket. I mean, she stated that she wants to pay for you to go. She's literally doing the go back to Africa meme, except she's doing it for the entire continent of Africa. She's not really specifying countries, but of course they're a monolith. They're all just one giant country in one of the largest continents on Earth. And anyways, yeah, based on that, she's basically saying, you know, that's the deal. So if anyone can disprove this, there's a challenge there. There's a challenge on the table.
Here at American Black Rhino Media, we take pride in our work. That is why we're able to produce some quality content for your enjoyment. Here you'll find political science lessons, commentary, hot takes, and of course, charisma. But the thing is, if you don't subscribe, you'll miss out on everything. I mean, come on, don't you want a black friend? That's what I thought. Join the crash today.
Hey, we want to mutual aid you to get some eyeballs on your work. So if you have a leftist YouTube channel or Twitch stream or something you want us to advertise, just send us a 20 to 30 second ad using the forums at weareserfs.com. We'll do our best to help you out. And please submit once per channel.
To our God, I'm Raft. We pray at your altar of greatness. To our monarch, Thomas Bone, you are the light that guides our path. To our lords, Jeffrey Lamb, Trevor R., Stephen, Ninetails Cosmic Fox, Hans Josephine, and Poppy Nelson, we bow meekly for your pleasure. To our knights of the Round Table, Josh Mickelson, Dylan Byth, Alexander Thaler, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, Clement Chetska, Skybear Games, Moss Beast, Political Puppy, Ali Menthol, Jimmy Bignuts, Alan R., Andreas Chitoro, Good Poon Hates Cops, That's Solid Poon Then, Dr. Zayas, Joppy, Radiclu, Violent Orchard, and Sophie Baby, we salute you. And to our many merchants and farmers, thank you. Fuck you, Lance!